Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
It's Monday.
We're on with hacks, tips, and tricks for real estate agents. I'm Hallie McCrory, team lead for Empower Real Estate Group in San Angelo and Dallas, Texas, known for selling 90 homes a year in a small town. I've got my lovely co-host Casey Stiers on, the downtown guru of Raleigh, North Carolina, but she works all of North Carolina, rest assured. And I'm so excited to announce that I've got my new friend on from MetaMet Shareholders, Travis Plumb. He's co-founder and co-CEO of the Living in Dallas, Texas team. He's also doing passive prospecting. If you guys haven't heard of that, we'll dive into it, rest assured, on this podcast. Also, Iraq combat veteran, so very impressive. Thank you for your service. Lots of other things going on too. You're an icon agent, right? Icon agent.
That's right.
We've got the passive prospecting, so you do a lot of speaking around that. Really plugged into EXP as well, and huge on YouTube. So, welcome, Travis.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, ladies.
Marketing expert.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and hopefully share a couple little nuggets here and there for your audience to be able to take that, implement in their business, and hopefully increase their production and change their life.
Awesome. Oh, you know what? I have one quick little housekeeping item I want to go over, and actually, I'm going to have Casey go over it. So we're going to start highlighting different charities during our show. Right now, we're focused on Bunny's Buddies. I'll let Casey talk
and I'm
more.
going to put the link in here. They rescue dogs from kill shelters and from meat markets and anywhere from South Korea, China to California. They can send them to Canada or anywhere in the U.S. She has only certain airports she can fly them into, but it's an amazing, amazing charity. If you can even donate $1, it goes a long ways. If everybody on here donated $1, think how much money that would be.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure
we love our little rescue pups. Those are our babies right now.
Man, I mean, he was a rescue, and I think yours was too, right?
I wish I could rescue like all the cute little puppies.
Yeah,
I know.
Want them all.
Yeah, just like have them all, like just 100 puppies like in here, just hanging out, like all the joy. I don't know, it'd probably be pretty hard to clean up, but yeah, I love the animals. I'll tell you that for sure.
I would love to.
We're in Texas with the ranches, and North Carolina with the farms. We should start one.
Yes, 100%.
You ever see those videos like on social media of like the dogs? They have like no back legs and they have the wheelchair, and then they let them out and they just run. I'm like, man, that is like I want to experience that just once in my life. Just be on the other side of that door as all these little dogs are running out. They're all happy
in their little wheelchairs.
I would love to be able to get to a point in life where I could buy a house and put them in, like rescue them and help find homes.
Yeah. I love that y'all are doing that for charity, though. That's really cool.
Yeah, we just figured we'd utilize our platform to help where we can.
We rescue one dog through this, then I mean, hey, what?
And I'm sure it'll be more. So
yes.
Well, awesome. I guess we'll dive into our show. Travis, will you give us a little background on I mean, we kind of said who you are, but maybe can we start from the beginning of, you getting into real estate maybe, or wherever is relevant to start?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I appreciate the introduction. Yeah, I did 2 combat tours over in Iraq. I got out of the military. I got out of the military in 2010, and I got into sales. I got into car sales. Did that for about 6 years, and I'll make this very quick. And then, I was working 7 days a week in the car industry because I was a finance director, and I was just like not loving my life at all. I was making decent money. I was making, decent money at the time. And, I thought, oh, well, this is it, but then I started working 7 days a week and I was just completely miserable. I couldn't take any vacations. I couldn't take any time off. And the number one thing was like when you're in finance or sales in general, until we found YouTube, which I'll dive into this, like if you take a week off, like you're really taking like a month off because like your pipeline dies, you're not prospecting anymore. And I didn't like it. And then one of my friends, that I was working with in the car business. He's one of the top internet marketers in the world now. He was like, dude, you gotta come check this out. And I was like, come check out what? He's like, dude, like I'm doing this internet marketing thing, and I got 50 people coming to this event. He's like, you can come for free. So I go to this internet marketing event, and he had 50 people there, and he would charge $5,000 a ticket. I was like, bro, you made $250,000 for like a 3-day event. And he was like, yeah, man, like it's crazy. And I was like, I felt like it was like the Wolf of Wall Street. I was like, man, if you show me that you did this right now, I'll quit my job and I work for you. And he did. He showed me, and I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. So I quit the car business, and I thought it was just going to be super easy. It was definitely not. Like I've been through hell and back since then, but I got into the marketing. I learned how to build funnels. I learned how to run ads. I've worked with some of the top internet marketers in the world. I've built out their courses and ran all their marketing and branding. And I did that for a number of years. And just like a lot of people, in life, everyone sees the success, that we're having right now. But, it was just 4.5 years ago, I had probably one of the worst things to happen to me in my life at the time. I lost everything. I had a business partner who was embezzling money from my marketing company. And I'm a country boy. I didn't even know what embezzlement was. You know what I mean? And he was embezzling money from the company, and I lost everything. I lost my boat, my house, my truck. And this was just 4.5 years ago. Like I'll never forget. It was like 3 weeks before Christmas. Like I had lost everything. I had to move into this like 800 or 1,000 square foot apartment. And it's really funny, like looking back at it now, like I'm 6'3". My shower was 3 foot by 3 foot, and the shower head was 5'10". So I'm like, for 10 months, I'm like under this shower, like how the hell did I get here? You know what I mean? Like I got to get myself out of this hole. And so fast forward a couple of years, I kept doing the marketing thing, and I started working with a lot of real estate agents. I started working with big brokerages on the mortgage side and the real estate side. I was running their Facebook ads and their Google and building out all their funnels. And I was managing 7 figures in ad spend, and everything was going okay. But I got into business with another guy who was just basically, long story short, he just wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. And I was like, this just isn't for me. It was like so up and down. I was like living paycheck to paycheck. I had 2 kids, you know what I mean? And like, it was just a really hard time. And so long story short, I got into real estate December 28th of 2020. And a couple months previous to that, I met my business partner, Levi. Thank God I met him. He had actually,
How did you guys meet?
Huh?
How did you guys meet?
So, Michael Reese and Jay Kinder?
Yes.
So the guy that I worked with that did the internet marketing, they were like all best friends. So I met them like way back in the day, like probably like 2011, 2012, something like that. Probably 2012 was when I had originally met them. And like, we kind of hung out, over the years, like sporadically. I'd run into them, and I wish I had listened to Michael at the very beginning. He's like, bro, this is like right when all this bad stuff was happening, like right before all this had happened. He was like, dude, you need to get out of the marketing space. I know where this is going to go. He's like, you just need to get into, you just need to get into real estate and sell real estate with all of your experience. And I didn't. And I learned the hard way, which is cool. But I was over at Michael's house and with Woods Davis, and I was just over there working with them. And Levi came in, and Levi, he's like one of those guys. You're like, does this guy like me, or like does he not like me? Like I don't really know. Like this guy, like he's like very like until you get to know him,
focused.
He is. He's very focused, and but he's like one of the greatest guys I've ever known. Honestly, now that we're like so close, but I met him there. And then I was getting out of the marketing game, and I was getting licensed. He was getting licensed. And my another friend of mine was in real estate, and I was doing his Facebook stuff. I was helping him call Facebook leads. We were cold calling. We were door knocking. I was like trying to kind of start building a little bit of a base of my own before I was like officially licensed. So I was helping him with all this stuff, and everything was just like horrible, like cold calling and door knocking. I was like, this sucks really bad. Like this is just not what I want to do. I got kids. I don't really have the time to do that. And so I started like thinking, hey, maybe YouTube would be the way. Well, I saw Levi on YouTube because I was like Googling, or I was YouTubing like how to be a YouTube for real estate. And I saw Levi pop up. He had like, 30, 40 subscribers at the time, but I just met him. So I picked up the phone and I called Levi and was like, hey, like, what's up, bro? Like, I met you over at Michael's house. I saw you were doing YouTube for Dallas. I was like, I'm thinking about you doing YouTube for Fort Worth over here on the West Side, because that's where I was living at the time. And, so we just started hanging out. We started like, it was funny because like I was supposed to go film this video in Mansfield, and Levi came with me, and like I completely choked. Like it took me like 20 minutes to like get the intro, and Levi was like, let me do this. Like, you know, he's impatient sometimes. He's like, just let me do this, bro. And so he ends up, you know, doing the hook. And so, you know, I got a lot better at YouTube over time, but that's how we originally met. And then, you know, we just started working together, and we slowly started working together. And long story short, you know, we got in about 2.5 years ago, and we've sold from our YouTube channel. Like if you just pick one thing and just get really, really good at it, you can have phenomenal results. And we never thought that we would have these results, but we've probably closed from our YouTube channel about 150, $160 million worth of real estate, all organically, no cold calling, no ads, nothing at all. We've closed about 150, $160 million worth of real estate in our first like 2.5 years being brand new agents. So that was a little bit of my background and kind of where we're at today.
Yeah. So do you feel like, is there an echo?
No.
Okay, maybe that was just me. So going back to like the business partner, it sounds like there's been some bad ones. Now you've got a good one. Do you have advice for real estate agents on what to look for in a business partner?
Definitely. You know, I mean, for you probably hear this all the time, but you know, the most important thing is, you know, your core values have to align. Most importantly, and I mean, sometimes like my first one that was embezzling money, you know, you never really know. So you have to be very, very careful if you're going to go into business with someone. I mean, Levi had some bad experiences of his own, so you know, we both had our guard up. And you know, but our core values aligned, and I think that's very, very important. And our goals on what we wanted to do really aligned. And now goals change, right? I mean, they do change with time and things that are going on. And you know, but if you have like really good core values and your goals are aligned, it's really easy to stay on track. You know, sometimes, you know, Levi will want to go out and do something else, like something crazy, something new, and I'll reel him back in. And sometimes I'll want to go out and like do something crazy, and he'll be like, hey man, like stay focused on the goal, stay focused on the goal. You know, and you could very well do background checks on people. Like the only reason that I found out the guy that I'd partnered with first he was a con artist, was he had done something very, very bad in another state. And I was about to do a really big deal with a brokerage, and the broker did a background check on both of us. And I knew him, and he was like, bro, do you know who you're in business with? And he had like a 54-page rap sheet. He was like in jail, got out of prison, and was like on the run. And so he was here in Dallas. Yeah. And so that's a whole nother story for another time. You know, just be very cautious, because you don't have to get into business with someone. You can hire operators, you can hire staff, you can hire these things out right now. If you don't have the money to hire a CEO, you know, that may cost you $150,000, $200,000 a year, something like that, to run your business, then if someone can bring equal proportionate value to the table, then it's not necessarily a bad idea to lay all that out and really have good attorneys. You know what I'm saying? Like everything like that we do is all on paper. Like before, I had no idea what I was doing. It was like my first company. I'm just like out here just trying to stay alive. But this time, you know, we had attorneys, and we agreed on everything, and we talked about it, and we took several months before we decided that we were going to officially, you know, we were kind of work dating before we got married. And, you know, so we went through, you know, everything very thoroughly. But, you know, if you're going to get into business with someone and that's like your decision, then I would do those things first for sure.
An attorney is important in every aspect of what we do in the real estate world. A good attorney, not just any attorney, a good attorney.
For sure.
I was going to make the joke, Casey, I need to do a background check on you.
I was thinking the same thing. I knew your mom. I knew your mama's best friend, so I think you're good.
I know.
Well, you never know. You never know.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, and I think it helps that you and Levi have kind of a vehicle backing you up too. Like you have the EXP model as well as kind of a cushion in a way. I don't know. I guess I don't know like the total. Can you talk about how you guys have structured your team at all? Or
if you want me to, I mean, I can tell you everything. I mean, I don't have to hold anything back. I mean, so
team building.
Yeah. So with the way that we structure everything, I mean, the most important thing for us at the very beginning was just having results, right? Selling real estate from YouTube. Okay. Because I understood how to build out courses and run ads and build webinars and build VSLs. Like I knew what it would take to build a good organization, and I knew what we needed to do. And the number one thing that I always heard when I was a marketer was like, well, if you're so good at marketing, then why aren't you selling real estate? How many realtors have you worked with that have had results from XYZ, right? Everyone always wanted to see the result. And so going into, real estate, and I knew that I knew that we could build a course. And once we sold our first, deal from YouTube, we basically, once we made our first 100 grand, we made 100 grand in 100 days. Basically, hold on real quick. I'm sorry. My TV. Like there's a surround sound here, and like they just turned it on and it's like blasting. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So we created the passive prospecting course, which we've helped, hundreds of agents all over the world with building out their YouTube channel. So that is, obviously what we use for, agent attraction, right? If someone wants to personally partner with us, then they can get all that stuff for free, and if they don't, then they can purchase the course, and we have like a business in a box model where we'll build their YouTube channel and do the editing for them and all this other stuff. So each one of the facets of the company just kind of led into the next. So once people got into the course, a lot of people, they didn't necessarily know how to edit videos. So then we started off an editing agency as well. And so we have a bunch of agents over there. And so everything just trickled down from the success that we had from YouTube. And now we have a few different 7-figure companies. And that all came the first thing that I tell people is like, you just need to have success from YouTube, because once you start selling real estate, it makes everything else a lot easier. You know what I mean? Because like, in order for us to initially go out and build our course, we had to spend $15,000 to go hire one of my buddies. His name is Gallant Dill, genius marketer. I think it was like 15 grand that he charged us to help us lay out the course, like how to just lay it out perfectly. Right. And so when we started making money, we always just reinvested it back into the business. I mean, we didn't keep a lot of money. We took as least amount of money as we possibly could from the company. And we still do that to this day, which is why we're able to make millions of dollars a year, is because we pay ourselves a set salary. Everything else goes into staff, scaling, coaches, mentors, ad spend, marketing, like everything is all encompassing. So we have the real estate stuff, created the course, and then we created the editing agency. We have a CRM, and then, we are an EXP. So we have, our organization of, over 400 agents. And so that does pretty well on that front. But it all started with just having success on YouTube.
Yeah. I like how you had like your stream of income with the course, but then you realized you could make like kind of ancillary companies with it, like an editing company or not. I mean, there's a book too, right?
Yep. We have the passive prospecting book as well.
So it's the passive prospecting book, and then there's a course that people can sign up for.
Absolutely.
What's the difference between the two?
Well, the book, it covers a lot. It covers the basic core fundamentals of YouTube, and it covers all of our core principles. So I'll give you an example. There was a guy that just read the book, didn't even buy the course. I think it took him like 7, 8, maybe 9 months or something like that. But he just got a $1.4 million deal under contract. He never paid us for the course or anything like that. He started, with following us on YouTube. And then when we dropped the book a few months ago, he implemented a few more things from the book that he learned. And then that's turned into a deal. So, it's always a thing of like, hey, time versus money, right? You can get into the course and you can get results in probably 30 days, 45 days. We're seeing most people are getting leads in about 30 to 45 days. And it's so much more thorough in the course than the book's like high level. Like the course is probably, 10 hours worth of like every SEO optimization, every single thing that you could do for real estate. It's like we're like the doctors of YouTube for real estate, right? Like that is like the syllabus for if you want to do YouTube and real estate, where like the book, it'll still show you a whole bunch. And it's great for someone who wants to just get their feet wet and understand the platform a little bit better. And so, yeah, everything is just, everything kind of just rolls down to the next thing.
Nice. Sorry, did I cut you off, Casey, before?
No, you're fine. I answered a few of my questions, but as far as your leads and things, or not leads, with the leads that you were getting, do you think it was coming from like the views and things like that, did you pay to get more views and more traction on your YouTube when you first started, or did you let it happen organically?
For real estate sales or for agent
Yes.
agent facing? So on the real estate side, we've actually done this completely organically. We have never run a single ad to our YouTube channel ever. So that's all organic. So that's the whole basis of passive prospecting is like we were brand new agents, and I had zero money. Like I had to borrow half of the 15,000 from Levi, you know what I mean, to go to see Gallant to get everything started. And then when those commissions came in, I just paid them all the money back, right? Like I had nothing. And so YouTube is a phenomenal way to build your business with zero money. Like if you can learn, like in our course, we teach you how to edit videos, we teach you how to design your thumbnails, we teach you every single thing to where if you're a brand new agent with $0 and you either have a lot of money or a lot of time, and most agents got a lot of time on their hands, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they should be doing is they should be, learning a new skill. And YouTube is probably the best skill that you can use for real estate in the world. There's nothing better than YouTube. So we teach them how to do all that stuff. So at the end of the day, like you could truly do this for free. Like you don't have to spend any money on YouTube. Everything's organic because YouTube is a search engine. It's not a social media platform. So if I were to go to Google right now and type in, Forney, Texas, you know what I mean? Our videos, like almost every single suburb in Dallas, Fort Worth, we have 3 to 5 of our YouTube videos on the first page of Google. That's
Do you teach how to get to that first page of Google in your courses and stuff?
Yeah. Well, it was crazy. So if you do a great job with your SEO and optimization of every video, you can outrank videos with more views. Like when we first started, we had videos with a couple thousand views outranking videos with 100,000 views. So you can be a brand new agent, brand new on YouTube. See, the thing about YouTube is you don't have to be big. We started getting our first deals when we had 50, 60, 70 subscribers, right? So you don't have to have 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers or anything along those lines to start getting deals. We didn't start our YouTube channel to go viral. Our YouTube channel was built to have our phone ring, to get deals in the door and to make money from that. Like people are always like, well, what are you making on AdSense? And I'm like, I don't know, like 20 grand, 30 grand a year. Something, not a lot, but we made 3.5 million last year in commissions or something along those lines. Right. So we didn't care about that. We just wanted our phone to ring and we wanted to sell real estate. So it's the craziest thing. And like with the leads, I think this is like one of the best things about YouTube is your following is extremely loyal, right? Like they will watch you over and over and over and over again, and they're going to do exactly what you tell them to do. So our average conversion cycle on our leads is like 47 or 48 days. From the time they reach out to the time they go under contract is like 48 days. And the only reason it's that long is typically they're waiting 2 or 3 weeks before they even come into town, because like 90% of our business is relocation coming into Dallas. Okay. And so the conversion cycles are just far superior, and they're extremely loyal to you. And like it's crazy because like even when we had like 100 subscribers, like people were like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. Like you're actually like on the Zoom call. And we say, hey, look, if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or you can even hop on Zoom with us and talk with us face to face. Everyone who's reaching out, like the mass majority of them, I shouldn't say everyone, is all looking to move within 9 days or 90 days. And what are they doing? They're calling, texting, emailing, and they're hopping on Zoom. Every single day, we get several of either text calls, emails, or Zooms every single day, nonstop. And like, that's the whole premise of passive prospecting is YouTube is prospecting 24/7, 365. The first videos that we really ever put up, some of those videos are our most popular videos because they grow over time. So as you're building, your database of videos, your following's increasing, your real estate sales are increasing, and all those views are going to continue to be prospecting for you. Mm-hmm. And Levi does the math on this. I don't do the math as much as he does on this, but it's like 1 month of us prospecting is like, because it goes 24/7. I think there was like 14,000 watch hours or something like that in a month. It's like prospecting, 5 years in advance. So like 1 month of us prospecting 24/7 is like 5 years in the future. If you were just spending, 2 or 3 hours a day trying to cold call, you just can't keep up with us, right? Because
Right.
YouTube is always prospecting for us. So it's an amazing platform, and you can do it free.
Yeah, well, it's evergreen. It's not like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. It's all like it goes away, or
Yeah.
people won't see what you posted in the past. It doesn't really come up like YouTube does. Like I'll search something and I see videos from like 3 years ago, but it could still be relevant depending on what I'm searching. So,
Yeah,
and
100%.
You know, trying to get
Yeah, like
I wanted to be one of the first ones for Raleigh in North Carolina, and that's what I'm working on trying to do. Now, when I post a short of Rocky, he gets like 2,000 views. We're not having issues there. So,
in the dog world,
there I do. So,
yeah,
in dog years, I'm 7 years ahead of prospect. Just kidding.
yeah, 14.
Rocky's just rocking that world. So, yeah, he has 2.5, 2.1, 1.2. I mean, all his videos just are insane. So
Yeah. And you just got to have calls to action. Like no matter what, like even if you're like have your dog in your video, you know, if you're wanting to buy or sell, hit me up. Like everything needs to have a call to action in it. You know
that's
what
what
I
I
mean?
need to do. Just start adding that little voice at the end of his little shorts. So,
You got to have the call to action. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that drives the traffic. Like no, like you said, like those TikToks and the reels on Instagram, they disappear. Like never do I ever, me personally, go on someone else, look for someone, find someone on their Instagram and like scroll through their wall. Never. Like if I get on Instagram, I'm just scrolling. Like whatever I see is like what I see, and like 2 seconds later, I don't even remember what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless I get
you're not a
retargeted.
stalker.
Exactly. So like YouTube, people are like going there and searching and researching. They're like our number one viewed what would you say, like it's not the phone, right? It's like a computer, like the number one device that people are like, we can see where where our traffic is coming from. And our number one devices are computers, tablets, and TVs. Phone is like last because like people are like, hey, like we got to move. Where do we want to move? Like we got to relocate. You know, we got to sell our house. We're relocating. We got a new job. We're thinking about Dallas. So they're going to Google or they're going to YouTube. And like when they go to Google and type in Dallas, Texas, and our videos pop up, that's what people are going to click. They're going to watch those videos. And that's how we kind of get them all sucked in. And then we have very clear, precise calls to action on our YouTube channel. And we have very clear and precise calls to actions in the videos several times throughout the videos. And if you're watching this and you're doing YouTube, another thing that I want to tell you not to do is link your other social media platforms on your banner, because you work so hard to get people to YouTube, and YouTube watches everything that they do. So the last thing that you want to do is have your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these other things on your banner on YouTube to get them to click off of YouTube and go to another platform that's the short form content.
You said that. I need to remove that.
Yeah. So you don't, because when people are here on YouTube, like the YouTube rewards you for keeping people on the platform longer. If they dip out, maybe that was like the perfect buyer, but they're like, oh, well, maybe let me go look at them on Instagram, and they leave YouTube to go to Instagram. Well, that could have been the perfect buyer in the YouTube algorithm, someone who was really trying to buy, but they left. So now YouTube may think, hey, that's the wrong algorithm. So it's going to try to serve up your material and content to other people. And it just confuses it and makes it harder and harder to find your ideal client.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes.
So is it still a thing? I'm not like a big YouTuber yet, but I know it was always a thing. And even when I'm searching through, it's like always on the thumbnails, like having some sort of emotional face. Is that still a thing? Or can you be on YouTube without having to do like corny facial expressions on your thumbnails?
Yeah. I mean, one of the most important thing, the first, I would say, most important thing is your thumbnail. Like Mr. Beast, which is like one of the most popular YouTubers in the entire world, spoke for 90 minutes on the importance of thumbnails.
Right.
So your thumbnail design is extremely important, because you can have the most awesome video in the world, but if you have a terrible, dull thumbnail that doesn't capture someone's attention, you're never going to get the clicks, and then you're never going to get the views. So first things first, like some of the top internet marketers, like Alex Hormozy was just talking about this actually.
Yeah.
He went to this like private mastermind, and I think like the combined there was like 300 million in the room. There was like 6 people, and there was like crazy numbers, like billions of views. But they spend like $20,000 on like a video, and it's like all this money goes onto like the thumbnail, getting people to click on this thumbnail. Like you don't have to go to that extreme, but the biggest YouTubers in the game, Mr. Beast and Alex and like all these guys, they're spending a ton of time, energy. They said they'll split test 50 different thumbnails. We split test 2 or 3 thumbnails, you know, and a couple of different titles, you know, so you have to have a huge team and a huge operation to get to that level, but it is that important. That's why these guys are making millions and millions and millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars on their YouTube stuff, because they do take that time, energy, effort. They have the team. They're willing to spend the money on those thumbnails, but that's just like the first piece of it.
Right. It's kind of like your listing photos for like a listing. Like that's your first showing.
Yeah.
100%.
Somebody asked, what's the name of your course?
It's passive prospecting. Yeah, you can find it at passiveprospecting.com. It gives you all the information on that.
So we have the, if you look at the little marquee at the bottom of our video, we've got Travis's name and the website to go for the course.
Yeah, the passiveprospecting.com is a free training on YouTube. So you can go check that out. And, you know, you can go, if you want something like the book, I mean, you can find that on Amazon. We're #1 seller on Amazon, just passive prospecting. You can get the book there too. So
nice. And the split testing, is that part of, do you learn that in the course, how to do that?
Everything. Like there's not a single question that someone can ask about YouTube for real estate that's not in the course. We cover Pinterest, we cover Google My Business, we cover every single thing Google has to offer, because you want to create that ecosphere, right? At the end of the day, like if someone like we have like thousands, and this was Chrissy, she's a genius, she's our COO. She was the one who's like a Pinterest guru, but like we have thousands and thousands of views from Pinterest, and that links to our YouTube. So like we've gotten business, you know, through that way. Like we have everything on our website, it has our YouTube videos on there as well. So like if you're ranking well and you have good blogs and you have SEO and your website's optimized and everything's going the right way, and you have everything going to your either your website or your YouTube channel, and then you have those clear calls to actions, you can make a ton of money. You can get a lot of business from that.
Yeah. And so another guest that we've had on here, Olivier Mevalek, he's also an EXP agent in Dallas. He came on to talk about global marketing certification that you can do through EXP. That's a whole nother topic, but he talked a lot about looking at migration patterns. It sounds like you guys work a lot with relocations. Are you doing that kind of research to see where people are coming from to move to Dallas, or anything to help your YouTube?
Not really. You know what I mean? It's like we just put out the content, and YouTube serves that, and Google and YouTube serves that to the right audience organically. You know what I mean? Like targeted ads would be a different story, you know, like for you know, agent, you know, attracting other agents, you know, and stuff like that. We run ads, right? We run a lot of ads, but if you can learn how to be profitable on that stuff, then it makes sense. Like if you want to help people, you got to get your message out there, right? And so if you have a course or a training or something along those lines and you want to run ads, you should, because it can be extremely profitable business to be able to do that. And like, if you can truly help someone, then you should provide people with that service, but it's much harder. You can grow fast or you can grow slow, right? Ads is like putting things on a supercharger, and like I can go and I can spend, like, I think we spend 40, 50 grand a month on ads, right? But like but there's like a 4 times ROI. So we're still very profitable, but we can get the message out. Like, when we go to these events, everyone's like, "Oh, I think I saw one of your ads." You know, like that's branding, right? And people are like, "Oh, I think I've seen you somewhere." You know, like that's what you want to do. So you can spend money on ads on YouTube organically. If like for us, we don't want to run ads to the channel just because it could mess up the algorithm. Like, yeah, we could go get a lot of views, but we don't care. Like, no one cares about the views, right? We want the results. So. Yeah, so there's completely different strategies, but no, we don't look at migration patterns or anything like that. Maybe we do in some form or fashion on the website, as far as like a heat map, you know, where are people clicking and stuff like that. But I don't do any of that anymore. Like the team, we have a guy who specifically focuses on this, and a girl who's specific. Every piece of the company has pretty much a one individual that specializes in that task.
Okay. So I had someone ask me today on a just totally different meeting, and I think you would be good at answering this. For those people who are afraid to start doing video, what's your advice?
What's that? People who are afraid of starting video?
Agents who are nervous or afraid to start doing video, do you have any advice for those agents?
Heck yeah. I used to be terrified. My first videos were absolutely horrible.
I wish we could pull up the bloopers right now.
Oh man, I need to get Levi to send me those bloopers. I don't even know. I don't know. He probably knows exactly. Levi's like so particular. He's like, he'll pull it out in like 2 seconds. He's like, here you go. Here's your video.
Yeah.
Me on the other hand, I'm just like trying to do sales and run the team, and I'm like, let's go.
Yes.
The number one thing is for me is understanding that none of it has to be done in one take. None of it. No one does it in one take. Like very rarely is something done in one take. So people ask me like all the time, almost every single person that I hop on the phone with throughout the day, they always have the same questions. And it's like, well, how do you film your video? I'm like terrified. I don't know what to say. And I pretty much tell everyone the same thing. It's like everything is broken up into each individual component of the video. So for example, let's just say we're doing a pros and cons video. Pros and cons, everyone does it, but they're really popular and people love it. People are like, I don't want to do what everyone else does. I was like, well, why not? Because it's working like very well.
Well, and it's a different person too.
Yeah. And YouTube, you're going to have your own special audience. Like the people that like me on YouTube, they may not like y'all, right? But the people that love y'all may not like me. I may be like way too loud or something, who knows? Like they may not like me. So you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So let's just say we're filming a pros and cons. The first thing that I did was when I was filming with Levi the first time, the hardest thing for me was like getting my hook in my intro. The hook is like, hey, if you're thinking about moving to South Lake, Texas, and you want to know all of the pros and cons, well, then this video is definitely for you. And look, if you stick around to the very end, I'm going to go over my number one least favorite thing, and you definitely don't want to move to South Lake if this checks your box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's like your hook. Get people to try to stick around to the very end. And then you have like a little highlight reel. And then you have your intro, which is, hey, if this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is about working, playing, sleeping, eating, the good and the bad of living in Dallas, whatever, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. So what I did was I wrote that hook down and I wrote my intro. And I took my phone and I recorded myself saying that. And every single day, I went to the gym. I had my AirPods on. I would like get on the Stairmaster or something, and I would just listen to my horrible voice. Like I hated listening to him. I was like, dude, I really sound like that. I mean, I thought I sounded way cooler until I listened to myself. So I just listened to it on repeat, like over and over and over again. So I had my hook and I had my intro perfect. Then, if I've got 15 pros and cons, let's just say I have 9 pros and 6 cons. I literally like everyone's like trying to get a script for this and a script for that. Like you don't need that. Like if you can spend 1 minute, just 1 minute on each topic, you got a 20-minute video, right? You got your hook, your intro, and roughly 15 minutes of content. So I would say I would literally look into the camera and I would make sure that my pro number one, okay, I'm looking at my notes. All right, pro number one, I'm going to talk about traffic. It's not bad. Okay. Pro number one is the traffic actually is not that bad in South Lake. Actually, it's like super easy to get to the airport. It's super blah, 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 blah. And I would spend 1 minute on that. You leave your camera rolling and then you just go to pro number 2. All right, pro number 2, I'm going to talk about the school ratings. And then you jump back in, pro number 2. And like you just spend 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes on a topic, and that's it. Leave that camera rolling because your editor is going to take that maybe 30-minute video or 45 minutes that it took you to film those 15, right? And they're going to edit it together and it's going to look amazing. Like when I started doing this stuff, I thought I sucked so bad. I was like, I can't believe how bad I actually suck at this. And then my editor would put the video together and I'm like, damn, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm really good at this. And that's it.
Yeah. Did you do a lot of just sitting in the office or did you do out and about amongst the town?
Yeah, I've done them all. Like once like this, my office setup right now is atrocious. I just moved into a new house. So once I got my custom desk coming, it's supposed to come in July. Like the couch is gone. This is all getting painted. I got everything here. And so I'm going to have a very nice setup. That's just going to be like the camera. This is like more of a wide angle because it's a webcam. I'm going to be framed up. Basically like right here is like your frame. So like for office videos, you want to kind of keep it a little bit more intimate, right? And you want to have, those people, you want to make sure that you're like looking directly into the camera. And like, even on those reels, those 45, 60-second reels, those aren't even done in necessarily one take. Like maybe you get really good and you can get that done in one take. There's several different ways to have success with that stuff. Like they have, like if I'm doing like for instance, my team, right? We're doing every Tuesday, we're going to have short form content. So I got with, I paid a guy, a copywriter. This was like 4 months ago. I paid him $6,000. He wrote me 180 reels, and they're all written down with the exact title to type in the description, everything. I took all those and I plugged it into my iPad, and then we have a professional camera, and then over that's a little box that has a projector, basically, or a mirror. So I put my iPad down, and everyone can just read those reels, and it looks like you're looking directly into the camera. So that's one way to do it. Or if you understand your topic really well, you don't necessarily have to have that scripted out. You can say one sentence at a time. Like if you're talking about, I don't know, a tip for like your top 3 tips for first time home buyers. If you know those top 3 tips, then you just have a good hook, a good intro. You have your core content, and then you have your outro. Hey, if you're looking to buy or sell and you're a first time home buyer, I'm your guy. Hit me up, send me a DM, leave me a comment, whatever, right? Depending on what platform it's going. So it doesn't have to be done in one take, and everyone overthinks it, and they think that they have to have like all this scripting and all this stuff, but just take your time and get through those videos. And now I could literally talk for 2 hours straight without anybody. You know what I mean? Like it would be very easy for me to roll. But for the very beginning, for the first 6, 7, 8 months, I mean, I still get nervous when I'm filming. Like even still to this day, I still get butterflies in my stomach. I still get nervous, but I know at the end of the day, my editors are going to make me look very good. And so I do it because it makes me money. And that's why, you know what I mean? I'm going to do it.
Love it. That was so good. Someone just asked, have you ever edited your own videos?
Nope, never. I don't know how to edit videos, and I would never edit my videos.
Yeah.
Like that's just me. Like Levi never edited his. Like the first thing that we did, even though we had like zero money, was we hired an editor. And like that was it. You know what I mean? Like that was the first thing we did, was hire an editor right off the jump. You know what I'm saying? And now we have staff for everything. But if you're a brand new agent, and like I said, you have a lot of time on your hands, there are some really good tools out there. From what I understand, I don't know, so don't ask me, but there's some really good tools out there that make editing a lot easier. But no, I've never edited my own video.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, were you talking about the app Captions? So I have an app that I use. This is a tip for people like wanting to get more experience with video. I have an app. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, you're talking about for the projection?
Yeah. So Captions, it's this purple one right here. Don't look at my nails. I'm done tomorrow. So you can actually like write your whole script a whole script that you want, and it'll like teleprompt it for you while you're looking at the camera, or you can have it like slide where you kind of this, I don't know the name of this style, but where you say like a chunk of, a paragraph, and then pause, and then it's like to the next one. You can do it that style. They have AI integrated into it to help you come up with prompts and scripts as well. And that's another huge thing with AI too. Like, I guess what I love about YouTube is that you can record this whole long form video, and now there's AI tools that you upload it and it'll spit out short form for you to repurpose content into Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Oh, that was another question I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What do you think about YouTube Shorts?
I'll touch base. So I use Teleprompter. That's the app. So like
Teleprompter. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I use because you can upload all of your scripts in there. And what's really cool is like if you want your video to be 30 seconds or 60 seconds, you can change the timer. So like I have like all these different ones. So if I could go in here and you put it up there and it just reflects onto the teleprompter.
Yeah.
That's it. That's another really good one. But YouTube Shorts, we've tested those on and off a lot, and there's no conclusive evidence one way or the other, like if that's gonna result in like the end game, which is selling real estate. Like what we really try to do is we we use that short form content to push them to the long form content. I'm not a YouTube Shorts expert by no means. That would definitely be Levi's department. He could probably speak on that a little bit more. But no, I mean, sometimes it works. It's like TikTok or Instagram. I mean, sometimes you get a viral video, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're not looking for the virality aspect necessarily. We're looking for people to get to our YouTube channel and actually reach out to us. And from my understanding, I don't think we can tie a single lead from shorts to actually buying or selling. But I don't know if there's really a way to tell. So we just put the content out there. You know?
I feel like that's everything I've heard about YouTube Shorts. There's not really like anything that's showing that it's like working or not. But I guess I feel like so many different platforms are kind of changing algorithms and testing things out. Like maybe it's just kind of like, I don't know, just trying to be competitive with Instagram and TikTok on short form as well.
I think it's here to stay. I think if you have long form content, and like there's like several, like you have to do your long form content, and then you can pull short form content from your long form content, but you also really need to have that intimate, direct to platform situation. Like if I'm filming reels, I need to make sure that I'm looking into the camera and I'm having a very good reel and good content, good education, good call to action, and posting it on that actual platform itself. Same thing with TikTok. If you want to do that, I don't do the TikTok thing or support it. I don't even know how long it's going to be here. So right. I'm not there, but there's a lot of people who are. So like, I'm going to focus really hard on Instagram. Now that we've got kind of YouTube cornered, I'm going to focus really hard on Instagram and see, because like some of the other agents that I work with, they do Instagram, and one of them, did 50 deals last year from Instagram. And I've done, I think 2 or 3 this year from Instagram, which is cool, but like, that's not going to, pay the bills. Right. So if I can get to 50, then that's like worth my time, because I can give all those deals to my team and let them work it. Right. So, I'm going to try to make a big, hard push on it once I get my full office set up over the next 6 weeks or so. And then I'll have more information on it. We're really trying to figure out Instagram next, because we got YouTube down.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's the next platform? Because like we just went really hard on one thing, and that's what I would highly encourage everyone. This is a tip or a trick or however you want to call it. Like all the above. Like just pick one thing and go all in. Like we went all in on YouTube our very first year, and we made $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like everyone is like trying to do 20% on TikTok and 20% on Instagram. You're split up 5 different ways. You're putting 20% on these other 5 different things. Just focus all in on one thing, whether that's cold calling, door knocking, whatever your strategy is. Just focus on one thing. You got to hyper focus. Everyone's like pulled in so many other directions. Yeah. They can't win.
YouTube thing shot. So we're gonna see. Month 3 of the YouTube thing, trying to figure it out. So
you're doing YouTube?
Yes, I'm learning it.
Nice.
Learning it. There's a difference.
All right. Well, hey, I know a guy who can help you with that. Just in case.
You what?
I know a guy who can help you out with that if you need some help.
Yes.
Oh man. Gosh, I just had another question, and I feel like I blanked on it. Gosh, I had
questions in the audience. You drop some questions in here. I'll try to answer anything and everything y'all got. I could sit here and ramble all day, but I'd rather,
I know I had a really good one. I guess this is another. So I was talking about YouTube with my team, because we're gonna make a YouTube room, or like elevated room in our office. And I had an agent say, well, I feel like YouTube's already saturated. Like, I feel like I'm too late to the game. What is your response when someone says something like that? Is it too late to get into the game? I mean, you're trying to get into Instagram. Like, people could argue like, oh, I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I think if you're worried about competition, you need to get out of sales, for one. Honestly, like, where are you going to go where there's no competition or saturation or anything like that? How many cold callers are out there? How many door knockers are out? How many agents are out there running Facebook ads and pay-per-click and LSA? YouTube is the least competitive of all the platforms. How many? I see so many agents on TikTok and so many agents on Instagram, because like, it was like a really big thing where you could go viral with like a video. So like, you didn't even have to be in the video. Like, you could just go around, put some hype music on it, bam, you had a viral video on Instagram or TikTok.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that, there's way more competition out there. YouTube is the one platform where there is no competition because you're only competing with yourself and your consistency. Your audience loves you, right? Like we don't have people come to our YouTube channel and be like, I was watching, Haley, and I don't like you, I like her, so see ya. Like
Right.
they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They love you for who you are. You create your own audience. So even though there's probably 30 wannabe, living in Dallas channels, you know what I'm saying? Like we are still rocking and rolling, and we only need a very small percentage of that business. If I can keep making 100 million in sales a year, I'm cool with that. More would be great, but we're on track we're going to do a little bit less than we did last year, maybe because of the market turn, but we're still doing very, very well. So no, I don't believe that there's any competition. I truly believe that's a mindset problem. If people believe that there's a lot of competition, because that's just not true. Like you're in sales, like there's always going to be some form of other competitors out there, but like you just got to worry about competing with yourself. And if you work hard, you stay focused, you continually stay consistent, and you're going to win. You're going to win at the end of the day.
Love
Somebody
it.
said that you should be your biggest competitor. So.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, this is sales out here. It's a savage world out here. It's hard work. I say to myself all the time, hard work and dedication. You know what I mean? It's just hard work and dedication. And it's like that. Anyone, like I lost everything 4 years ago, right? Well, I just bought a nice $1 million house right here in Windsong Ranch. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't say that to brag, but I say that to motivate and inspire people, because I lost everything. You know what I mean? And so, but I didn't worry about what my competition was doing. I didn't worry about any of the noise. We focused, and then I had a goal. You know what I mean? My goal was to be able to stop renting, get my family some stability, to buy a really nice house. I'm in like the #1 master plan community of DFW. Ever since I started selling real estate, like this was the place that I wanted to live. And so over the last couple of years, I was smart with my money, and I fixed my credit, and I saved up money, and I got me and my family a 2 new home. And it was really an amazing thing, because like this last weekend, we had my baby shower, because my son's going to be here in about 6 or 7 weeks, and no one had really been to my house. And like my family was here, and like my aunts and uncles were like, dude, I'm just like, so I was like a troublemaker growing up. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone thought like I was the last person who was going to be successful. And, like my mom was crying, like,
Yeah.
It was just like my family was like really proud of me. And like, just like that, within a few years, you can completely change your entire life. But it's all going to start with your mindset, and your focus and energy needs to be on like one main thing, not getting scatterbrained, and you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. That gave me chills.
Yes,
Oh.
that's awesome.
And congratulations early on your new baby too.
Yes. Noah is going to be here very quickly.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 more questions from the audience. So one is from Emily, who you met in, at Shareholders. So this is more for, I guess, our EXP agents on here. The passive prospecting course, is that good for agent attraction as well? Or does
go ahead. I'm sorry. What's that?
Does it teach like agent attraction specifics if you want to use that?
No, it won't teach agent attraction. Okay. If you're wanting to do agent attraction, that is very, in my opinion, very challenging. Okay. It can be done, and we've done it, and we do very well, but if you want to do it organically on YouTube, it can take a very long time. Like the most of the people that you see on YouTube that have done it like organically have been doing it 6, 7, 8 years. Like there's no one that just came up that didn't run ads. You know what I mean? Like you really have to run ads. And in order to run ads, I've told this to many people who wanted to hire us to do this stuff, which I won't do. Because it's a whole nother business. So
yeah,
our course that we sell is what funds everything, right? If we can spend, $40,000 to make $200,000 a month, then that's what we'll do, because that course covers that. Right now, anyone who does the way that we have it structured, if you're interested in building, you don't even have to be an EXP. You can be any team leader, any broker, anywhere.
Right.
This is a very good way to do it, right? Is you have whatever you're good at. If it's YouTube, if it's Facebook, if it's cold calling, no matter what you're good at, if you create a course around that, you can sell it. You build your brand, you run traffic to that, and they buy it. So let's just say you sell your course for $1,000, okay? And it costs you $300 to get $1,000. You're 700% profit. But maybe 3 people decided to join you at EXP and 1 person bought that course. So not only are you $700 profitable, but you've also picked up 3 agents to your team, organization, wherever.
Yeah.
So that's a very quick way to do it. But in order to do that, you have to build out your webinars, you have to build out your funnels, you have to build out several ads, which you don't just set them and forget them. That is not going to happen. We are constantly looking at the numbers in our ads because we spend so much money on it every single month.
Yeah.
You have to very much plug into that stuff. You got to build your webinars, you got to do your VSLs, multiple different types of ads, right? And then, unless you're going to be the one on there selling, you need to hire a sales team, and you got to train a sales team, and you got to pay the commissions on the sales team, because you want to have your loss leader, whether that's a $7 offer, $47, $297 a month, $1,000 product, whatever that is. Like if it's, you could probably get away with people buying from you without a sales team under 300. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a good brand and people really know who you are, you can probably get away with that. But if you start getting up to the higher ticket, like $1,000 to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 ticket, you got to have a good sales team. And so there's a lot to that. But if you want to do it, the easy way I would say would be, or I don't know if I would say easy, it's just like doing it organically. So through YouTube is a very, very good way for agent attraction, but you have got to have very good content, and you've got to stay consistent, and you still got to have your funnels. You still got to have your website. You still got to have a place to drive traffic to. But inside of the course, it will teach you everything that you need to do for agent attraction. It's just more geared towards selling real estate, but it's the same exact fundamentals. So
yeah.
Passive prospecting, the reason we were going to call it YouTube real estate basically is what we're going to go with. But every business, every small business can use the core fundamentals in the book of passive prospecting to grow their business on YouTube. So whether that's agent attraction, whether you're a plumber or you're an HVAC electrician, it works the same all across the board. As long as you understand the importance of thumbnails and how to design those, and your SEO and optimization, and then how to film the videos, it's all the same. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. So if you get into the course and you go through that, not only, for one, if you're in EXP or any organization such as EXP, the more real estate you sell, the easier it is to build your team. So for one, sell a lot of real estate. I have to tell people not to join my team because I don't want to necessarily grow a monster team here, right? So for one, sell lots of real estate, and that would be number 1. And then number 2, take your time, because you're going to make way more money selling real estate than you are going to be making passive income from any of these other brokerages in the short term, right? In the long term, it'll get there, but you can make way more money in real estate. You know what I'm saying? So I would focus on generating business for your real estate company long before or simultaneously with, doing whatever it is that you're trying to grow your team or brokerage with.
Yeah. It's kind of like how people say, if you want to get listing leads, you have to prospect buyers too, because so many buyers need to sell in order to buy. So I feel like it's kind of like that mindset with it.
It is. I mean, it's a very, very easy way to, because people were like, oh, I want the YouTube leads. I want the YouTube leads. And it's like, okay, cool. And then we grew a big team here locally, not a big team, but a team,
Yeah,
for sure. Okay. So,
yes. When you first started out, what were you filming with?
Well, you want to see my secret weapon? Yeah, my iPhone. So our first 200 videos we did on an iPhone, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
What was the next step up from there?
iPhone 14 from iPhone 12.
How about a microphone? Have you used the microphone?
You don't have to. We have. Okay, so the very first year we did everything on our iPhone. So if you're watching this, that's all you need. If you want to hire a professional videographer with some very fancy camera, you can definitely do that, but you don't need to do that. Unless you're doing high-end property tours, then you don't need any of that equipment. You need your iPhone. This is it. You need your iPhone. You can get a little $60 mic on Amazon, that has a dead cat to where it blocks some of the wind, and a selfie stick. And that's it. That's really truly all you need. That's all we worked with until we made $1 million. Then we hired a videographer full time, and he follows us everywhere. And he's got all the fancy cameras. I don't know any of the cameras or none of that. To me is like my wheelhouse. You know, it's like, hey, I trust him to do his job. I'm here to make sales, make money.
Love it.
Yes.
So that would be what I would suggest.
Cool.
Any suggestions on microphones?
Let me see. Inside of the course, we have everything linked. What is it?
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. It's been 2 years since I've bought any video equipment because our executive assistant does everything. Let's see. What's it called? I don't remember off the top of my head. I can drop a link in here with all of. You know what I'll do is I'll get our. I have a whole little book together for everyone watching this that has like all of our equipment on there.
So I'm on the website, Passive Prospecting. At the top is the course, the small business course.
No, so they'll just have to register. So if you're on Passive Prospecting, you can get the book. You got the video editing services. If you want to, where's the webinar? Let me see. Oh, I'm on the wrong website. Let's see. I know they just redeveloped this.
No, you're good.
No, that's for small business. It's just available. No, they took it down. Where is it? No, they took it down. So there was a link for the free training. So I think it's watch.passiveprospecting.com.
Okay.
Watch.passiveprospecting. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to watch the free.
Yeah, it's watch.passiveprospecting.com. I forgot they switched that out.
Okay, cool.
So you can change it on there if you want. Yeah, watch.passiveprospecting.com. So that's where you can sign up for the free training. They took it off the main website.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm glad you asked me that because I totally forgot that they changed that.
I know, me too. Well, I'm going to do it. So any last, as we're wrapping up, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Any last hacks, tips, tricks that would be good for real estate agents?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, we covered a pretty good amount here today. Yeah. I mean, the number one thing, like I said earlier, is just stay focused on one thing. That's the easiest thing. And if you want to do YouTube, I mean, I think the best place to start is with our book. I mean, you can watch the free training if you don't like reading, which is on watch.passive.
I'm doing the Audible in my car.
We have it on Audible as well. So, I mean, that's it. Just stay focused and work hard. And I don't know. There's really, I mean, I'm just, there's nothing better than YouTube. So like, if you're not doing YouTube, then my number one advice would be you need to be doing YouTube.
Get YouTube. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
For sure.
And you need to follow me on Instagram so that way the next time if I send you a message, it doesn't go into the Wonderland world.
How manage that? Did you send me a follow?
And you have to apologize to me again.
Oh my gosh. I'm following you now, right?
I don't know if you are or not. I don't think so.
No? Okay, I'm like, I do not get on Instagram. That's not the only time I'm on Instagram, like when it's really me, is like only my stories.
Well, you're about to be a big time person on there, so I need you following me.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna send you my favorite. So, because like what I like another like quick little hack is for those that don't know, like on Instagram, on the top left-hand corner, if you select. I'll back up. So if you go to Instagram, because I don't want to see my feed, like I just like to follow certain people, like like clients or people that I'm like trying to like see what type of content they are. If you favorite them, then you can literally just go to your favorites. So all I do is like scroll through like all my favorites every single day. So I only see like the content and the people that I want to see like right here.
Yeah.
So that's how it keeps me a little bit more productive. So that way I'm not like caught up scrolling. I give myself 1 hour a day.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I follow you back right now.
Yes.
Awesome.
I love that.
You what?
So you're just calling me out in front of everybody right now.
If you want to follow Travis, what is it? Just Travis Plumb?
Yeah, Travis Plumb. And it's like a plum with a B. Everyone forgets the B, but it's like a plumber without the ER.
That's exactly what I thought of when I first saw your last name.
I stopped telling everyone that because like when I was in the car business, I had a call and I was like, yeah, Plumb, like a plumber without the ER. And whenever they came in, they were like, Travis, I thought you'd be some fat plumber with his butt crack hanging out. And I was like, I need to stop telling people that. Yeah, just Plumb. You can misspell it if you want. Travis Plumb.
Well, that or like Professor Plum. I think
I
he was
can't
with
tell you
that.
how many people have said that. It's been an ongoing joke my whole life.
That's awesome.
Well, that's me and Halle Berry, so I get it. Except I want to look like her. I don't want to look like a plumber.
That's a way better look than a plumber. For
Yes, yeah. Awesome. Well, Travis, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come on with us and share your wisdom. We really appreciate
This
it.
was awesome.
Anytime, I'm happy to come back.
Awesome. Give him a follow. Y'all go to watch.passiveprospecting.com. Don't forget about Bunny's Buddies as well. And we will see y'all next week.
Have a great week, everybody. Remember, just $1.
Just $1.
Just $1. Just donate $1. Don't help.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Have a great week.